Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to Key to the Game. It's your host, Key. This is episode 11. I got a good friend of mine, Russ Smith, up here, Louisville, great Molloy alumni, man. Russ, say what's up to the people, man.
What's up, everybody? If you following Key, then I'm pretty sure you probably know me. Just happy to be on here with my brother.
Definitely, man. And yeah, I just want to say thank you for blessing my podcast. I want to send shout out to the family and everybody. Those my people, man. So send my love whenever you speak to them.
Of course,
And
of course.
let's just jump right into it. So first and foremost, just tell the people, where you from. How did you get into the sport of basketball, and some of the major influences on you in the sport.
Nice. Starting out, born and raised Brooklyn, New York. I got a lot of family that live in the Harlem, live in the Bronx. My dad has businesses in Harlem and the Bronx, and did a lot with basketball in the community over in Gauchos in the Bronx. So spent time there, and yeah, like just getting into hoop at 3 years old, 2 years old. Being from New York, that's what we do. We go park to park, and we just hoop. That was one of the things that kind of influenced me, just the environment. And then from there, different factors kind of made me want to just start elevating my game at such a young age and just maximize on my opportunities.
And coming up, I know because we played together. So you played
Yeah,
with a team called Team Rock. But did you play with Gauchos before you go to Team Rock?
it's crazy. When I was coming up, my dad, I mean, he ran the Saturday and Sunday program at Gauchos for 30, 20 plus years or whatever. I spent a lot of time with the Chos before I got to Team Rock. But as you know, as everybody else knows, the Chos was ran like a damn professional basketball team. So even with my pops running it, like as good as probably I thought I was, I never really got a chance to hoop or play the way I wanted to play. And they already had their situations all figured out. Even, I mean, this is at 7 or 8, 9 years old. It was really organized over there. And then once I got the Team Rock, that was sort of like the opportunity for me to kind of just, be able to play and just have fun with the game of basketball. Because, like I said, Gauchos was ran like a pro club.
Or trust me, man. I tried there before too when I was younger. Man. And if you felt that ain't work out for you, trust me, it ain't me. So like what how did you get to Team Rock? I don't know if a lot of people know, but Coach Steve is a relative of yours. But
Yeah, Coach Steve, my Coach Steve is my cousin, and he was blood cousin, and he told my pops, hey, I got this going on, I got that going on, and then there was other factors up in Harlem, especially with the music stuff, because my dad was also he was an A&R, so he was in the music a lot, and then obviously behind Rockefeller, you had Cam coming to the gym, you had Dame Dash coming to the gym, and you had Sean Arnold, who was very close with all them dudes. So it was just a very intimate kind of relationship with the circle of people that knew what was going on and the program that they wanted to have. And then especially with Dame, Dame was very he gave back, and that was I think that was I think that was really something he put his imprint on. Like we was getting sneakers and we was getting uniforms, like we was fly, but that was all Rockefeller stuff. And so yeah, like that was I think that connection kind of gravitated me towards there and just made me want to stay. It was hella fun.
yeah, I mean we ended up staying for a couple years until that to the Team Rock split up basically. And
Yeah, they
how,
busted up. Yep.
yeah, how was that experience with Team Rock for you?
Yo, it was so much talent that walked through there, but it was dope because as a youngin, as a kid, like I felt like all of us together, we had a lot of growing pains. It was, Riverside, Abyssinian, Gauchos, and then you had Kips Bay, who was pretty good. Westchester Hawks was always good, Lightning. So you already had like established programs. So when we would go and play other teams, we're getting punched my first couple years. Like we getting clobbered, like we getting mercy ruled and everything. And it wasn't a good feeling, I ain't gonna lie. But when we put it together, like it became a lot of fun. Like we legit watched a program develop like right in front of our eyes, and we were competing with Gauchos, beating them and winning taking all the city tournaments. I got so many trophies, and I'm glad to say that they aren't from Gauchos. They all from Team Rock, most of them. So we was really putting on. And then I'm from Brooklyn, so I'm catching the train, coming from Williamsburg up to go practice, and then meeting all of you guys, you, Manny, even linking with Harold, Pool, like all y'all from up there, up top, Bronx and Harlem. So making friends. Everybody was serious, competitive, and we all just wanted to win. So that was fun.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Harold and especially Pooh and Manny. Cause I say especially them because them two, including Jarrell, or
And
the three,
Real, yeah,
those the three
yeah.
people that brought me to Team Rock. I was with Mustangs at first, so I didn't experience the process of y'all getting mercy ruled. I
Yo,
experienced the process of y'all mercy ruling us.
dog.
So y'all was kicking my ass. One day, I was sitting in back to school tournament. They was just we played and then we was just sitting on the sideline. You know, they had the 5th and 6th grade and the 7th and 8th
Yeah,
things like that. And they're like, "Yo, why are you playing with Mustangs? Like, come over."
yeah, Mustang, yeah.
I'm like, "Yo, ask your coach, like, can I come try out?" So they asked Steve. Steve was like, "Yo, come to practice." I came to practice on like a Tuesday, and that Saturday I was in Nike Riverside with y'all. And I've been with y'all
Facts.
till it was over, man.
Yeah. Facts. If you
um,
was, and that's why I like that environment. Like if you was nice, like if you could hoop, like we gonna hoop with you. And I tell
yeah,
this story all the time. Like when they was like they brought Kimber down. This was one of the first times when they brought him down, and I'm like, we like shit. We trying to win, so whatever it is, like
yeah,
Kimber
right.
cooking, food cooking.
Yeah, I tell this story all the time, man. I tell it, Kimber, man, Kimber, don't kill me for this. But I remember when Kimber probably don't even remember this, but I remember one summer, man, Harry Potts brought Kimber down to Team Rock. And we had a one-on-one drill, right? And guess who they put him against? The first one-on-one drill, me. Yeah,
Wow.
he was tearing my ass up, man. And
Wow.
I
Wow.
think I got him on the team because he was killing
Right?
me. Steve put him in citywide. And that summer we
Yeah.
we took everything.
Hmm.
EU, Zay, Pool,
Zay, yeah,
it was a Manny, Jarrell. We took
of
Riverside,
course.
Young World, UDC, all them.
Everything.
We went out
Everything.
of town, took it. But a lot of people
Everything.
don't know that Kimber was ringing, but he probably didn't even know.
He didn't know. I don't, you know what's crazy? I don't think he knew. I
Yeah, he
really
didn't
don't
know.
think he knew. I
Nah,
don't think
he
he
didn't know.
knew.
He was
He
good at
had,
basketball.
yeah, right. He was just, they must have legit just grabbed him off the block and was like, yo, play.
Yeah.
Like because that's how it looked when we was playing. When we was
Mhm.
playing, it was just like, oh, he just playing. He don't care. He don't care if you're older than him. He don't care if you're younger than
Yeah.
him. He was just hooping. But yeah, like that was that was wild. Like if you had game, like yeah, we go yeah, rock with us,
Hell yeah, man.
rock with us.
That's some of the that's one of the most greatest experience I had in my life because that gave me like a brotherhood with a lot of people. Like you see that you're up here with me, and we don't have that relationship if I don't come to Team Rock.
Right, right.
And you speak about coming from Williamsburg up to Harlem. You also came from Williamsburg up to Harlem for school. We went to school together,
Yeah, facts.
Carmel. I always tell people about Mount Carmel like that. That was to me, I call it the Oak Hill of middle schools.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
had a lot of
yeah.
stuff
We
over there.
we was stacked. Me, you, Pooh, Haru, and we had Momo, and obviously we had Truck, but we had some others. Like it was dope. Like we in uniform, and I ain't gonna lie, like I've been in uniform my whole life, like Catholic school. So before I got them on Carmel, I was playing CYO across Brooklyn and Queens, and in the Catholic League, that's like the biggest league, Brooklyn, Queens, for middle school. So I got a chance to. I'm hooping like I'm very familiar with how those kind of leagues go. I'm hooping in Queens, all across Brooklyn, and whatnot and so forth. But being at Mount Carmel was crazy. And a lot of people ain't. I don't know if a lot of people knew, but Dame Dash too. Like I got so much love for him because he took care of the tuition when I was CYO, and he took care of tuition when I got to Mount Carmel, and then I was at Mount Carmel for that 1 year, and and went back to my school in Brooklyn, St. Cecilia's, and Dame took care of that. But the experience at Mount Carmel was crazy. Like every morning, I'm up at 6 o'clock at a young age, just to go to school. The discipline was wild. Like just to hoop with y'all too, like just to hoop with my dogs. Like we team rock, and niggas just wanted to hoop together.
Yeah,
So
man.
that was fire.
We had wars at lunch, man, playing basketball at lunch. Then taking the 3 train back uptown to Team Rock for practice, man.
For practice, right.
We
Right.
got
I
30
still
uniform shirts because we playing ball so hard, and our uniforms are hush puppies.
uniforms messed up. Yeah. Yeah, my God. And I remember a couple other dudes that was with us. At Mount Carmel. I always wondered what they was doing. Like I remember Douglas, he was skinny as hell.
I
Then
still
I
I still
remember
speak to Douglas on
Sylvia
Instagram.
Douglas. And then
Theodore, I was just with Theodore.
Theodore, he funny
Yeah,
as hell too.
shout out to Theo,
Um,
man.
that was a good table. We had a good table.
Hell yeah, man. So we're gonna jump into high school, man. I remember one time you had told me why you made this decision. A lot of people don't know that you were supposed to go to Lincoln at first,
Right.
but you chose Molloy last minute.
Mhm.
Tell us about that story.
That's actually a really interesting one. Tiny knows this story all too well because I give him hell. Uh, I give him a lot of hell.
You made a
So
mistake. That's all I'm gonna say.
he made a little mistake, but he got Lance in return, so that was a
Yeah.
pretty good trade-off. But dog, like I swear, I, I was because that eighth grade summer I was rocking with Juice, and because they were traveling, and that's where I thought I was gonna go. And my dad loved Lincoln, loved Tiny. Then obviously you got through the fire, going spinning in the streets. So
Shout out to
anybody that
Nasty, man.
right, like anybody that thought they can hoop a little bit, as a young kid was like, man, I want to do Lincoln,
Mhm.
and play under Tiny. So I'm one of those guys in Brooklyn. I'm killing every tournament, and I'm Shangy was got it all situated, brought me into the practices. I had the Juice jersey on, so it was good. Everything was right. Tiny spoke to my pops. Everything was smooth. I had a workout. My pops had to go to LA. I had a workout, and at the workout, this is eighth grade going into ninth grade. You had some people there. You had Buddha who went there. Buddha was really good in eighth grade. You had a guy by the name of Phil. They called him Magic. He was pretty good. Ended up going, I think, G Tech.
Mhm.
Chaz Williams was there. We
I
all knew
didn't know Chad was
Chaz.
supposed to go there too.
Yeah, Chaz was at the at the workout, and then we had maybe like another guard or two. I think maybe Vincent or something, Vincent Council, but it was loaded. It was loaded, and what they were doing, I'm small. Tiny likes to, he's we working out, and this all medicine balls, heavy rope, like he's putting everybody through the ringer. I can't lift that shit. I'm I'm 70 pounds. I could barely throw the medicine ball. I could barely jump the heavy rope. I could barely do
You heard,
anything that.
not to cut you off. You heard what KD said, right? When they
What
try
you
to make
say?
him lift weights, he said
He's like, hell no.
the basketball is only 8.5 ounces, man.
Yeah,
Even
bro.
the
Like that.
basketball.
Yeah, that's what I was on, bro. Especially when I see what they were doing. I'm like, oh hell no, I'm not doing that. I'm about to look bad. So I ain't gonna come here if that's the if that's the bar. So the first 45 minutes was terrible. Maybe an hour was terrible. We didn't even touch a ball. The shit was just all crazy shit. And then when we started hooping, I'm 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 where I belong. Like I'm isolated. I'm doing me. I'm doing well. But he's yelling at me while I'm kicking their ass. Like, oh, you're weak. You still can't lift weights. How you expect to play ball? It's like how you expect to do anything. I'm like, yo, come on, bro. Like, first of all, like you know my temperament. I'm like, yo, if I'm cooking, you just leave me alone, man.
Yeah.
Don't be bringing up old stuff, dog. Like, he was so negative, like, but he was trying to push me or get a reaction. That's not the kind of player I am. I'm always the same way. You don't need to get a reaction out of me. I'm a cook. So after my mom's picked me up, and mom's is like, so how'd it go, baby? How'd it go, honey? And I'm like, I ain't coming here. This nigga don't like me. She's like, what Tiny do? I'm making Tiny the bad guy. And another week go by. That's when at Catholic school and public school, you got the first day of school, and then you got the first day of sign-in. Catholic and public schools are different. I forgot what the name is called, but we're on the highway. We're on the belt. We're taking the I think it's the not the Van Wyck, the BQE, and my pops is in LA, so we're driving, and before we're on the phone, like because I'm probably gonna go to Molloy too because I'm hooping in Queens and I'm kicking everybody ass in Queens, and the coaches they love me. They're like, oh, you come to Molloy, is your school. They got their arms up. They're like, it's your school. You do whatever you want. You take any shots you want. And
That's
I'm
what
already,
it is.
yeah. That's you speaking my language. Like you don't got to lift no weights. Like you speaking my language. So we get over. We're on the BQE, and I'm looking at my mom. She was like, you sure you want to do this? I'm looking at her like, nah, I really don't want to do this. We try to call my pops a bunch of times, but it's 8 in America, in New York, so it's like 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning over there. He ain't picking up. So we stayed on the BQE, went right past Lincoln, ain't get off, went took the Van Wyck, got off the Van Wyck, and then jumped right off on Main Street, wherever Molloy was at, or for Queens Boulevard. I showed up at Molloy with no paperwork. It was nothing. Like they had no idea I was coming. They did everything on the spot, and that was it. No student ID. They tuition was who's paying it. Like nobody had
We're gonna
no
figure that
idea.
out later.
We gonna figure that out later. And yeah, the rest was history. Tiny was calling my phone in the morning. Where you at? Where you at? I'm like, I got bad news, bro. And the dope part about all that is that I always thought that Lance would leave Lockland. I just didn't know when.
Yeah.
And 3 days later, he transferred to Lincoln. So I made the right decision. As much as I wanted to hoop with Lance, I kind of wanted to
Have your own
steer my own. Yeah, so that worked out.
It definitely worked out. We're gonna get into that. So you go to Molloy, man. You play for a legendary coach yourself, Jack Curran. Um,
Yep.
just speak about him and that experience at Molloy.
It was amazing, man, because Jack was at the end of his career. Like as far as he was on the back end, and obviously he's coached amazing people between the Kennys, Yadas, and the Marlins, and so what and so forth. He got an amazing track record. But not only is he legendary in basketball, the man is legendary in baseball. The only coach in
I never
New
knew that.
York or in the country, yeah, with 2,000 basketball wins and 2,000 baseball wins. Coach Curran, while he was coaching, he would tell me like, "Hey, a lot of these other coaches have a grudge against me because he wasn't so friendly when he was younger. I mean, this guy would still press up 40, and that's a no-no. He would run the score up. So when I was at Molloy, a lot of times I was catching the wrath of a lot of, we were catching the wrath of a lot of other coaches who were not upset with Jack, but like, wanted something to prove and wanted to knock him off. But that was he was amazing. Had a lot of quotes. Always was positive. Always was pushing me. I was always in the office. He was always talking with me. Always talking highly about Kenny and Kenny Smith. We were talking about my goals, where I wanted to play. He knew the level that I wanted to play at was out of was I couldn't reach it without me having to make some changes, kind of as a player and as a leader. So we always would have those conversations. Like I didn't have no schools recruiting me. I led New York in scoring my junior and senior year, and I had no schools. And he would write on my behalf every, to all the schools, and then maybe I'll get a D2 or extremely low major D1. This man would put my name on McDowell All-Americans ballots because he had a vote. He had a vote, and not so many people get votes. I was in the office while we voted for Javon and Lance and Deron Lamb. So I was there, and he was an amazing person, bro. And there's not many things I could say about his character that wasn't all the way 110%. He was solid all the way through.
Yeah, man, that's dope. And speaking of you being under recruited, I always told people, because I always speak highly of you. You my friend since 10 years old. I mean, we 32 years old.
Facts.
I still speak highly of you today. I always tell people, like, Russ was undervalued. I always
Yeah.
felt that you, since we was 10, 11 years old, I always felt that you was in that class with those people. And I felt that you never got your just due until college, until the end of
Yeah.
your career. I felt that you didn't get your just due. And I just felt like I always tell people, I never seen someone stop him from scoring.
Nobody
I
can.
want to stop him from scoring. Like, if you put
Yeah.
the ball out, he's going to get a bucket.
That's my rule of thumb too, bro. My rule of thumb is I can stop you, but you can't stop me. And I think basketball is really simple in that regard. It's like, what makes you a good player? If you can score the ball and if you can stop the ball, or but also if you win. And I always felt like when I was when I was younger and coming up, because of all the teams that I played with, and because I love to compete, it was such a thin line, a gray area. I wanted to play the whole game,
Yeah.
but when you have a good team, sometimes you can't play the whole game because everybody's good. You have to, manage minutes, blah blah blah. So for me, all the teams I was on, and sometimes even now, still to this day, I just love to play. And we were losing more than winning sometimes, or not winning enough. And that's why when I look back on my high school career, I'm like, damn, like, could I had the opportunity to go to Lincoln and turned it down. Why? Because maybe I wanted to play against Lincoln. Like, I wanted to play against their good guys. I could have went to Rice a million times over. And I'm like, no, I want to cook Rice. Like, I could have went to Christ the King. I was cooking everybody in Queens. I wanted to play against Irv. So um, as I don't know, like, I just felt like, and then I'm small, I'm undersized, like I'm a shooting guard in a point guard's body that could kind of do both. So at a high level, at a high major level, pro scouts and professionals, they may not take me serious for the position. Like, it's going to take someone to really go, all right, we want Russ, we love him, and that's what's been happening still to this day. If you love me, you love me. If not, I'm probably not a fit.
And do you think that's why you was under recruited, because you was such a like, you was 6'1", about 170 pounds at the time, and you're a scoring guard.
Try 6 foot 6'1", 130. Try that. Try that.
You're
Try
averaging
that.
30.
Then I'm averaging 30. But it's like, how do you recruit that? Like, how do you go? Man, high school, 6 foot guard, combo guard, but he's 130, 35 pounds. And at that time in high school, it wasn't like I was jumping out the gym. That came later in prep school when I started like windmilling and really punching stuff. But like at that time, like I like now, like really looking back, I get it, but it'll take a real eye for talent to find a player like me and to be able to mesh me into a group, the kind of the way Rick did and kind of the way my coach at South Kent, Calvin Jefferson, did. He knew the program. It was like, all right, we're gonna pair you with this guard, this point guard, and we're gonna put you off the ball. And I was like, oh shit, that's
That's
perfect.
what you want to do.
That's exactly what I've been trying to. That's exactly what I've been trying to say.
I'm trying to tell you I'm a shooting guard, man.
Yeah, I've been trying to tell y'all this for a decade now, and I'm 19, 18 years old. I've been telling y'all this for 10 years. But yeah, that was lit, and I got to South Kent, and yeah, all the schools was watching, and it was crazy because all the schools was like, "Yo, I've always heard your name, but I
Hold on,
never knew."
not to cut you off. That's what Juan. How did you get to South Kent? Like, how did that come about?
It was wild. Yeah. So after I finished up at Molloy, I didn't like. I like the schools I had. Like I'm very grateful. Like I like the schools I had, but I wanted to maximize everything. So after going on the circuit with the Gauchos the year before that, we took Peach Jam, we took nationals. We was wilding. Like we had a really solid team that summer. I had a lot of interest. A lot of schools following me, but a lot of the mid majors were like, if you go to prep school, if you come out the next year, 2010, we might be interested. And I was like, that doesn't sound like a bad idea. Maybe I could put on some weight, maybe I can get my bounce up, and yeah, we'll see what happens. So Coach Curran recommended it for sure. He was calling prep schools out there for me, and my dad linked up with one of I think with Coach Jeff, and yeah, we found a way to get that done. And when I got there, at the time too, JJ Moore was my friend, so we were thick as thieves. You couldn't split us up, and coming together there as a package deal, it was dope. It was already everything, and JJ was what, like a 5-star recruit at the time,
Yeah,
so it just all looked good.
and he ended up going to Pittsburgh, if I'm not
He
mistaken.
ended up going to Pitt. Yep. So we had South Kent. Danny Lawhorn, he was verbal to Boston College. We had Nick Stauskas. He was the top sophomore in the country at the time.
Mm.
And we had another guy from Europe. He ended up going to Georgia, Nemanja. And I'm trying to think. Mike Buff was with us. Buff was with
Oh,
us. Buff would
that
tell
might
you.
go with y'all. Yeah.
Yeah, Buff would tell you. But yeah, that was good. That was a good bump.
And so is it at South Kent where you get Louisville? Because I read a story where you was coming to see someone else and you went into them.
Dog, this is wild. Besides all the names we had another dude named Jesse Morgan from Philly. He one of the coldest people I've ever seen touch a ball too. Him and Keith Spellman, I just feel like, or if you think I'm underappreciated or wasn't found, like them two dudes is in my eyes,
Keith, man, them back and
yeah,
killed them, man.
dog, to touch a ball too. Cold. But they Florida came up, Pitt, Notre Dame, Michigan, Louisville. I mean, think about any school that's anybody. They all came up, and they all came up to see JJ, Nick, and Jesse. But more than half of the time when we were playing, I'm the one that's
Kicking
probably
their
wilding out the most. I mean, at that time, my vert was probably 45, 46.
ass.
So I'm head at the rim, just doing all type of weird shit. And then threes, isolation, however you want it, you're gonna get it. And after, you have to always shake hands with
Yeah.
all the coaches that come in. And all these coaches, I've always heard your name, but this is the first time I've seen you play. Like, but you're not gonna come watch Molloy play when you have like Peyton Siva on the other side, John Wall, Abdul Gaddy. Like it's like no, like I'm a big school. I'm getting John Wall. Like I'm not getting Russ Smith.
Yeah.
And I would always get those coaches that would say that after I finish hooping. They would just always make me feel better. And I see Steve Masiello, and Masiello's a friend of my dad. And when I was younger, I would go to Louisville camp because Mass's dad and his family, they know my dad. That's a whole nother story. But he go, Russ, how you doing? Like, well, we talking. They wanted JJ. They love everybody loved JJ, but I'm JJ's best friend. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta talk to me. And I see Book. Book is at Arizona, so
Shout out to
Book was
Book.
yeah. So talking with Book, Book's there for JJ. Like everybody's there for JJ. Baylor was there. Baylor loved me. If I didn't go to Louisville, I'd have went to Baylor. But when that was when the open gym when that period was done, I guess Coach Pitino was asking Masiello and Ralph Willard, the other guy who was coming down to watch us. Ralph Willard's a friend of Coach Curran, and that's how he knew about me. He was like, Ralph Willard's like, Russ Smith's been the best player in the gym. And Masiello's like, my Russ, and you're like, yeah, like, honestly, like, I think he's the best player in the gym. And Patino's like, not the little kid that used to come to our camps. They're like, yes, like that kid, like it's crazy. So when when the season started, Patino came to a game, and you know how I'm giving it up. I done got in some trouble, some damn over. Not nothing bad, just chapel. Like
Yeah.
a nigga late to chapel, So I can't play the first half, or like I can't start something stupid. Coach P is already in Coach P mode. Like we're recruiting a kid who's 6 feet, 120 pounds, and he's not even starting. Like he's already on that. And so he's in the crowd. I ended up having a solid game or whatever. He was like, "Why you ain't starting?" I lied. I forgot what I said, but I lied. For sure lied. And then we took a visit, and after the visit, or during the visit, I was there for one night. I got there, they were preparing for Arkansas. I landed at like 2 or 3 o'clock or something. Went straight to the practice, watched them practice. Everybody went out to eat, and then right when we were sitting down at the table, they all talking because my pops, Mass, Ralph, Rick, they all know each other. So I'm just sitting there like the oddball out. I'm like, y'all just catching up, and I'm like, all right, do I have an offer? Yes or no? Because I don't have no offers right now. So I'm playing my cards tight. Like I'm like, yo, do I have an offer? Because I could be somewhere else right now. Like, and they were sitting there. And they was like, nah, like they ain't want to say nothing. And then the next day, we were at dinner till like 12, 1 in the morning. Our flight was the next day at like 8 o'clock. So when I got dropped off at the airport, they was like, yeah, you can. Coach P is gonna offer you. He wants you to come, but here's the deal. And I'm like, it's always a catch with Russ. It's always something with Russ. It's never just you can't tell nobody. And I was like, what? I can't tell nobody. Hell no, this is the biggest school ever. Like I'm telling everybody, like, hell no, you're bugging. So I didn't say nothing, but I had mad friends, bro. Like I had so many friends. I had friends from all corners of the world. I got hackers, basketball players, gamers, whoever you want. I got so many friends. So I told my boy he ran like the NYC NJ hoop site. It was a big site.
I remember that site.
It was a big site. And there was another one there was another one of my little homies. I was like, yo, you didn't hear from me, but I'm going to Louisville. He was like, what? I get to break that? I'm like, yeah, you get to break that because you're the only one that I could go to because they told me not to tell nobody. And then he kind of put it out there and it started a whole lot of shit. But that was kind of that whole Louisville, me going there, and it was dope. And I felt for the first time, I felt like appreciated. Like damn, like I had no schools. none. And then
I didn't know you had no schools. I thought you just like had the low D1s and stuff.
I got a Hofstra letter in the bucket, right? I got a Jacksonville State letter it's in a bucket. And then the only school that did take me serious was Baylor. Baylor came on during the year. They was like, man, yo, they were ready, and I was just like, nah, it's Louisville. Sosa's there. Got Francisco Garcia. Like it's Pitino.
Bassey committed there before.
Bassey committed. Yeah, like I'm
You
just
got a
like
story about that too.
in my head it's just Louisville. And if they would have said no, then cool. I'll see what Baylor talking about. But nah, I was locked in.
I was I was just watching Bassey Vlad interview, and he was speaking about how he always knew he was going to the league. He said that Pitino came to the projects to see him, and he straight asked Pitino like, "Well, am I gonna start when I come in?" And Pitino, knowing Bassey's the number 2 point guard in the country at the time behind
Yeah.
he told Bassey, "Well, you know, if you work hard, this, that, and the third, he said once Pitino left out the door, he closed the door to his mom. He said, "Ma, I don't give a fuck if I'm the last pick in the draft. I'm not going to Louisville. I'm going to the league." He said, "Why wouldn't you tell me that I'm starting just to make me happy?" But that goes to show you that Rick Pitino doesn't choose no fate. Like he's not saying, "All right, this is the baddest guy in the nation. I'm gonna promise him a starting spot," or "This guy's I'm not gonna promise him a starting spot." You got to work for everything.
We had the same kind of deal. It was the same situation going into my junior year. I only started playing because 7 guys got hurt legit my sophomore year. After my freshman year I was ready to transfer after my freshman year.
I wanted to get into that too. We used to talk a lot when you was in college, man.
Yeah, facts. I was ready to slide. Man.
I might be mistaken. Was you was thinking about transferring to like Manhattan or some shit, right?
Yeah, because Masiello was over there. So, and Masiello, it was like a no-brainer. And if I wasn't going to do Manhattan, I don't know where I was going to go. But I didn't want to go back to New York. That was another thing. So, unfortunately, Manhattan was kind of off the table, but it was there. That option was there. Um, Part of me didn't want to feel like I lost the game. Like left Louisville, then went to Manhattan. I was just like, if I go transfer somewhere else, it's not gonna be back at the crib.
Yeah. So go to Louisville and tell us about that experience, because you're a person that every year you continually gradually got better, from your freshman year not playing as much to winning a national championship, becoming a 2-time All-American, 2-time first team, and a bunch of other things.
Right. I think I came to Louisville damaged goods. It was my first major injury. I tore my meniscus in like an All-Star game or some shit. And then when I got back from the All-Star game in Louisville, actually, it was a Derby Classic. I went and played in ISA. I couldn't believe it. I went to go hoop on a torn meniscus, and then went to the hospital, whatever. They told me what it was, and I got to Louisville. As soon as I got to campus, they did my surgery. Like that day, they did everything, and I came into college 136 pounds at 6 feet. By the time um, I finished my knee surgery, I was almost 155 in like 2 or 3 months. And mind you, I have a 46, I had a 45, 46 at the time, a vert jumping. So I was still trying to jump. I ended up breaking my foot August and September-ish. So I'm out again. So I go from 137 pounds to late mid-December, 168, 170. So I'm 22 pounds heavier in 4 or 5 months, and I haven't played basketball in 4 or 5 months for real. So the whole beginning of my, and then this is Louisville. This is Rick. We have uh, we have calls for everything. We have like a million different defensive sets, a million things you have to be wary of on offense. And then practice is harder than the games. Sometimes we're going 2-a-days, 3-a-days. Then you got study hall and you got all the schoolwork stuff. And then I'm very undisciplined at the time. I'm out with fraternities, sororities, like it's me, baby, it's me. Like what you expect. I'm the only New York dude on campus. Like I'm for sure I'm in the mix with everything. I was cool with the band. Like I made a song. I had the band playing my song
I remember that song.
while I was on the bench, and it was so dope. My whole outer basketball experience while I was in school. Like my best friend still to this day, my homie, I met him in class. He was the only other black dude in my class. So I was like, oh, I'm sitting with him. Like that's my homie now. He was from Kentucky. And I would go hoop with him in the student center when I wouldn't practice, when I wouldn't play. So it was a lot of times like I didn't even feel like I was on the team. And my teammates would tell you that. Like I would be in the dorm, yes, but then I'm leaving the dorm. Like I never stayed in there. I was always with the students. So that's how my freshman year went. And then by the time January hit and I got healthy, coach is on me. I'm taking up a scholarship now.
Yeah.
It's and we're not that good. We're good. We're what 16-5 probably. Like we're good, but we're not
Rick Pitino good.
we're not Rick Pitino good, right? And then the fans is like, oh, Russ taking up a scholarship. Now it's Russ' fault. Like, how's it my fault? Like, I'm not playing. So stop it, stop it. So it was the game before we played. I think it was West Virginia. It might have been Trucking them or I can't remember the game. It might have been West V. That was the day after practice. I was like, all right, I'm leaving. I'm done. This is enough's enough, bro. Enough's enough, bro. Enough's enough. All my shit is packed. I'm getting ready for the game. Everything was done. Like it was set up. I'm driving back home. I'm gonna rent me a little car with my fast for money. I'm leaving. Yeah, it's over.
That fast for money.
That shit was hitting. I got 3, 4, 5, 6 bands. Yes, pay me. My roommate Buckles Rakeem at the time, he was like, yo, don't go out like that. Like, don't go out like that, bro. Like, just come to the game. 'Cause I wasn't gonna come to the game. I'm like, it's done.
I know your pops was down with it.
Pops? Nah, my pops he had no idea.
Oh, okay.
He had no idea. Like he had no idea. Pops had no idea. If I made a decision like that big and didn't tell him, because I knew he would have probably said, yo, nah, you gotta stay, you gotta work hard, because he's seeing the bigger picture at that point. Because I'm in Louisville, because I'm at Louisville with Rick. So he's looking at the bigger picture, which is why like this the father figure is very important. Like, and having that just having that voice, like, because I knew in my head that I was making the wrong decision and I wasn't gonna ever blame him for the decision that I'm about to make because I'm emotionally riled up. So we get to my room. Long story short, my roommates know that I'm not going to the game. So he's like, and he talks me into going. So we late to the bus, and I get to the bus. We get to the gym. I ain't getting dressed. I got boxers on. I got a white beater. I ain't getting taped. I'm not putting nothing on. It's like, I think scores like 26 to like 32, 34. West Virginia is up, and it's like 7 or 8 minutes left in the second half. Now, this game is boring, it's trash, and we about to lose. Everything is just going bad. The arena there. So the coach look at the end of the bench. I see them all looking down. Like, yo. And my homie tapped me. His name was Bullet. He was another guard there. He was the backup to Peyton Seaver, but he was Mr. Kentucky basketball. Little white dude. He got kind of cold, but I'm from New York, so I'm like, this nigga playing over me. Like how? Like I can't. Like mentally, I'm there. Like I'm all the way New York. I'm not. But nigga, so he don't turn the ball over. He don't take bad shots. He's solid. So look at that. I'm like, yeah, that's why he played. But he tapped me. He He was like, Russ, I think coach wants to put you in. Even he was surprised. I looked, I'm like, yeah, all right. I waved them off. Then Masiello ran down. Like, yo, you're about to play. I'm playing against West V on Big Monday. All right, whatever, cool. All my homies, I was on the bench. I was in the crowd. I'm like, yo, I'm shooting this shit every time. I was Mark Jackson, Mark
And I know
Jackson,
you're serious.
I was so serious. You guys, so Mark Jackson was on our team too. Mark Jackson's son. So I'm telling him when I'm telling everybody going in, I was like, I'm shooting every time I get in as I'm walking to the scorer's table. So they were looking. They was like, yo, Coach P just pulled me aside. He knew I was whatever. He was like, just play with energy, do whatever you want. The team just needs energy. We're probably gonna lose this game anyway. I was like, oh shit, all right, say less. So I get in there, do what I do. We end up coming back and taking the lead. And when I got subbed out, now I played the hardest 5-6 minutes I ever played in like 2 years. So in 5 or 6 minutes, the intensity was crazy. And as I got subbed out, I got a crazy standing ovation, 23,000 people. Um, we ended up winning. Peyton hit a trick layup. And after that, I was like, there's no way I could leave this place. Like if I get it popping or get it jumping somehow, some way, if I just do it right, they'll love me forever. That's why I stayed. 5 minutes.
5 minutes, man. Changed the whole course.
Changed the whole shit. I probably was 1 for 6. I had like 2 or 3 steals. I had hella deflections, but the ovation was crazy. 23,000 people. And then from there, going into my sophomore year, I was like, shit, I'll make it work. I just told Pitino to change my position because I can't play point guard no more. That's not my natural position. Going into my sophomore year, and he was like, "You sure? There's 6 people over there. I'm on the wing." And I was like, "I like my chances." And he changed it. And then I was like, if I'm doing well, you gotta play me. He was like, fair. A lot of people got hurt. 5 or 6 people got hurt. We had 6 guys on the roster, and that was it. And he just
I,
started letting me play.
I remember I was going to school upstate at the time, like 45 minutes from Syracuse. I was at Herc. And
Yeah, yeah,
you remember that when I
yeah,
hit you, you was coming to Syracuse to play. And he was like, "Yo, I
yep,
got some tickets for you." You gave me 2 tickets. Me and my man always talk about it to this day. I bought one of my closest friends, my man Ben. I brought him up to the game. You came to Syracuse. That was my first time ever in the Carrier Dome. We watched you play your sophomore year.
that's
Word.
tough.
That's an experience, man. I thank you for that still too.
Nah, that's yeah for sure. That's tough. Yeah, that's tough. I hated playing against Syracuse, by the way, because you only get 2 shots. It's either the corner three or a dunk. That's it. That's it.
That motherfucker zone and they long as shit.
Yeah, and that shit was hell when I first started playing. 'Cause, at that level in college, like if you want to win, you got to play to your offensive strengths, and that was the only shots that we were like allowed to take consistently. Like late in the clock, you get some, but other than that, those were the only two. But sophomore year was when it really popped off for me, and um, I was only playing 20 minutes a game. I was leading the country in steals and leading the team in scoring, and we ended up winning the Big East tournament and going to the Final Four.
Oh. Yeah, y'all lost to Kentucky. Y'all lost to the champions that year, correct?
Yeah, we lost to AD. They had Lamb. They had T. Jones. They had Gilchrist, Teague, Darius Miller. They had a good squad. They had a really good squad. But we was knocking off everybody though. That on that run to the Big East. I mean, we beat Seton Hall, beat Marquette. They had I think Jimmy and Crowder, Marquette, and a bunch of others. Seton Hall. They had JT. That was Jordan's senior year, I think, or Jordan's junior year. We beat Notre Dame, beat Cincinnati. It was
Yeah,
we had a good run.
y'all was on a run. Yeah. Would you say Kentucky was the most loaded team you played against when you was in college?
Yeah, that AD team was pretty ridiculous. It was pretty ridiculous. I'm not gonna like I was that's probably the only college team I would say that could probably that would have been able to compete at the pro level. that I've seen with my two eyes. I don't think I've seen a lot of college teams. That might be the best college team. Probably top three. Them dudes is that was you have AD, you have T Jones, you have Darius Miller, and you got Teague and D Lamb. Like
Yeah, I know they got about 7 pros off that team.
easy, all of them. It might have had nine. I think the whole roster was pros. The dudes that didn't play,
Yeah.
too. And then because like you had Teague, Lamb, I might have DeAndre Liggins might have been on that team too, if I'm not mistaken. But
I believe so.
they had a lick. They had a lick.
So, you going into your junior year after having a successful sophomore year, like how was the preparation? How was your mentality now?
I asked, we're bringing in now. I'm ambitious, right? Like at this point in time, like we have to turn the clock back and we have to all, switch our gears.
Hmm.
I have a horse named after me.
I was gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that.
Under Rick, right? Then Russdiculous is trademarked. So this is all by the tail end toward the end of my sophomore year because I had the 31 against Kentucky. I started playing. I'm leading the Final 14 in scoring, and it's exciting watching me play. So it's a lot of hysteria just around me, and and mind you, I have a lot of friends from different walks of life, not just sports, like just different walks of life. So going into my junior year, me being ambitious, I'm like, Coach, am I starting this year? And he's looking at me like he looked at me with the face like I knew we were gonna have to have this conversation soon. And then he was like, "Hey, you beat whoever it is out in practice. You could have this starting spot." So last year, the sophomore year, we had Kevin Ware. He was a freshman, and Kevin was cold. Kevin could play, and the only thing he was missing, really, at that point in time in his development, was a jumper and was reading the ball screen. This motherfucker came back from the summer with a jumper and could read the ball screen. And I was like, I might be in trouble. 6'3", can do everything. But I came back though. I came back like 175. My bounce was crazier. And then I just kind of like knew what coach was looking for as a returning player. So I think he kind of trusted me, but he wanted to start Kevin to get him going because I was so good off the bench. But eventually, ended up starting and um, midseason, All American, preseason, all the awards that you can think of that they have in college. Like I was up for or I got in the first half of the college season, and we knew we were good enough to win it. Coach didn't really bother us too much, and everybody knew their role. It was very smooth, like very smooth. I had no idea that they started putting me on draft boards. Imagine my surprise, right? And I never really thought too much about it because all in my head was like, hey, we win this shit, or if I'm doing good, I'm coming back again because
Yeah,
school was so much fun for me. And but
you're a
the
rock
other guy, yeah, I'm a rock star. Like when I go play in other places, like people are what's the word, like fanatic. Like
star.
this is not just a regular college basketball player. It's a personality. Like I'm one of the first people that had Instagram,
Hmm.
and I was one of the first people with social media like in college. So I had a YouTube channel. Like I had all of those things while I was in college. So while we were traveling, it was crazy. And Patino kind of had to pipe me all the way down. Like I was banned off Twitter. I was banned off my social media. I was banned. Like I got completely banned, and that was that made me go. That made me kind of lock in a little bit more with basketball. But I never really cared too much about the outside world of sports, like agents, images, I don't know, I guess the just anything professional or anything you have to do to prepare to get drafted, that was never on my mind. The only thing on my mind was hoop and then my outside life, outside the gym. So junior year, with me just focusing on basketball and doing my outside life with no social media, man, like I was so locked in, bro. And then everybody else, Peyton was trying to get to the league, Gordon was trying to get to the league. We had Montrez, Shane was trying to get to the league. We had Wayne Blackshear. Wayne was trying to get going, coming on shoulders. He's a McDonald's, so he's trying to get to the league. We had a transfer from George Mason, who was cold. Luke, he's trying to play well.
Hancock.
Yeah, Hancock, yep. And then Kevin Ware is trying to have trying to have a great season too. So everybody's locked in and made my job so much easier just being me. So junior year we just ran through everything, and then with me as a scorer and the way I had the green light, I got every single award. And this is where not my frustration, but where people forget. People like Kimba played 39 minutes a game damn near in college. Shabazz Napier played 39 minutes in college. Kilpatrick played 39 minutes a game. Trey Burke played 40 minutes a game. Like all of these dudes were playing 40 minutes a game in college.
Yeah.
I only played 26 minutes a game, 27 minutes a game.
And still doing 18 plus.
18 easy and getting all these awards. So mind you, like the game is over when I'm playing, the game was over by halftime, or the game was over with 15 minutes to go in the second half. We putting the walk-ons in for the last 10 to 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So like if and this is and that's the only thing in my college career that I was like, if I could change, I would have wished I would have got 8 or 9 more minutes a game. That might have that might have made everything look way better. But that was it. But yeah, junior year was a breeze. That was a breeze.
And yeah, so I wanted to hop on the name Russdiculous. That's one of the most unique names in college basketball. How did that come about? Where did you get that name? Well, you just told us you got it from Pitino. It was a horse named after you. But how did that come about?
Nah, we was in practice one day and I'm bugging out. It's really simple. We in practice one day and I'm bugging out, and he's a coach P, he's an old man, so he's like that was ridiculous. Like you're ridiculous. Like he just started pressing it like every day, all the time. Then he started telling the media, and then he was getting laughs and giggles and stuff out the media. Everybody was jacking it, and after that, it was just like I'm in. This is my senior year now. We're in Central Florida. There's people all the way at the top of the arena. Russdiculous! Like I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like we getting on the bus. There's fans where we could be, and we're playing Florida International. There's fans. Russdiculous! So much like it's so like the basketball world for me and in college wasn't like a normal experience. All because he decided to name a horse after me and give me a nickname nationally. So yeah, that was real. That was just that's simple.
So we're gonna jump back into your junior year, man. Y'all going that run, and y'all play against my favorite college. Y'all play against Duke University, and I think this might have been the first time that I ever was cool with Duke losing. I rooted against Duke because I'm seeing my childhood friend with a chance to win a national title. And I remember, if I remember correctly, man, you guys were down 1 point, and that's when Kevin Ware had the horrific injury.
Yeah.
I know you guys huddled with him while he was on the floor. I just want to know what was said, because after that, y'all came out with a different energy. Y'all ended up blowing us out by like 20.
Yeah. It was it was so weird and scary because like in the tournament, you on the elevated platform. So I was out the game, and as you getting close, you get close to watch the game, you stand up a little bit. When he came down, we heard something. We thought it was the floorboard, like something creaked, and then when he put his leg up, he was looking like he was going to grab his ankle.
Yeah.
But why? Because we was like, damn, he might have sprained it or broke his ankle. Like he in pain. And then the other leg come down. Everybody like, oh, like it was like, damn. So we never, no, I know nobody else has ever seen anything like that, but we didn't know what to do. Like we're in the Elite Eight, we need him. Like what? Like that? That was crazy. It was nothing to be said for real. The only thing that was said was, yeah, let's try and go out and do it for him now. Like we got to put on for him. But that wasn't and interesting enough too. That was more of a spark because Luke's father passed away during our tournament run.
Oh yeah, I forgot all about that.
And when Luke's father passed, I mean, he was carrying that burden, and that was big for us. And then with me during the Big East tournament, when we played Villanova, Coach Curran passed.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
so it was a lot of stuff going on like internally with the team that was just like, damn, now Kev, like we gotta find a way to get something done,
that's
and yeah, like we gotta find a way to get something done, something that we can remember together as a unit. And I think that's what it was. Like, it was more so like, yo, enough's enough. Like, let's just try to get this done for him, get this done for us, and just have something we can remember.
and yeah, you guys, that do the unthinkable. Yeah, go and win a championship. And after you, like, how was that feeling? Because I never spoken to anyone who won a national title. How was that feeling winning it?
It was so weird for me. My experience, it was weird. And I'll tell you why. And you probably gonna laugh, and those who know me gonna laugh. I'm leading the tournament in scoring at 26 a game.
Mm.
Like the whole NCAA tournament, like I'm averaging 26 a game. So this is the most scoring in the history that's been done in the NCAA. So we get into the championship, and as a hooper, you always get those questions. Would you rather score 50 in the chip game and lose, or score 2 points in the chip game and win? So when I started out, I was like, this is not going to be one of these games. It's going to be a bad night. I could just feel it. Like, it's going to be a bad night. I done smoked 3 layups in transition. I already missed a free throw or two. I got a turnover. It's going to be nasty tonight. And everybody else just, Luke, Peyton, Trans, everybody else was just playing at such a high level that I was like, I might have to be on the bench. I might have to sit this one out. Like I'm going through that in my head, and then we eventually get it done. Coach comes to me like, it's not your game. Don't worry about it. You had a great tournament. We're not gonna start you back second half. We're going like this. Come off the bench. Like we we locked in. We figuring this shit out. And then after we won it, it made the sacrifice that much more worth it. Like I felt so much more connected with the guys, and I knew the guys felt so much more connected with me because they know we all sacrificed something to win that, and then winning the chip on that stage, and also winning the chip and being a main player. Like I'm one of the core guys. Like it means I don't know the word to describe it, but it just means more, and all the hard work that you've done paid off, and all the patience, the discipline, the resilience, all of the little cliche words, it all paid off. So yeah, just a tribute to all the testament to the work, a testament to the patience.
Yeah, definitely, man. And you win all the major awards as far as All American and everything. Like coming summer. What, like, I know that you wanted to leave, but I know that you wanted to leave. Like you accomplished everything you had to accomplish. What made you come back, and how did it feel to come back?
I'm I'm so petty, bro. I'm so simple. Like I'm so simple, bro. After my sophomore, like I put it in perspective. I had a freshman year was crazy, whatever. After we won the Final Four on my sophomore year, I was willing to go to the league after my sophomore year. I wanted to leave that place. I'm like, yo, I got a four, I got a Biggie chip. I am not doing this shit again. And then, but but
Y'all
after my
graduated with it.
yeah, but then we won ended up winning the chip. But after my junior year, it was so different because I got agents calling my phone. I got agents lying to me. I got people coming out the woodwork, and like you can imagine, like I wasn't raised to be a pro, so I don't know any of these things. My dad, my mom, we don't know any of this stuff. But like nowadays, like a lot of people are coached at a young age. Like take Tobias for an example. Tobias was a pro before once he had the unique All Stars jersey on. I never understood why he moved the way he moved. I never understood why some games he wasn't so aggressive or he would take he would do only this thing, and I never understood a lot of the things until I became a pro and was like Terrell did a really good job,
Mhm.
and I think now that I have my little brothers, that's the kind of knowledge and the kind of poise I can give to players coming up into my family. But my junior year, it was chaos, and I'm still Russdiculous. Like I'm a rock star in college, and I didn't. I'm like pro. Why go pro? Like I get everything I want in school. Like I'm.
Imagine you had the NIL deals when you was there, man.
If I had NIL in college, I would have made honestly. I would have. It would have been beneficial that if it would have dropped after my junior year. Because if they would have been out my freshman or sophomore year, I probably wouldn't even be we wouldn't even be sitting here telling this story
Hmm.
because NIL is just like the wild wild west. But if they would have had it, if the NIL would have dropped after I won the chip my junior year, I would have got bagged out. I'd have probably tried the red shirt again my senior year. but, but it was dope. Pitino gave me an ultimatum. He was like, "Look, Russ, like, he was very honest. He was like, I want you to leave because you deserve it. You deserve to be drafted. You deserve to make money. You deserve to go play in the NBA." But he was like, also selfishly, I want you back because it's going to be fun with you here being a senior, watching you graduate. I'm going to get emotional. I look at you as another son. So all of the good stuff, right? He was like, don't worry about, whether we're going to win or lose. We'll be okay. Basically, he's like, I got my chip. So whatever you want to do, you can stay, you can leave, whatever. And it's all going to be good. We're going to have a good ass time. And then we had a final ceremony. Everybody's cheering for me to stay, and I just felt loved. And then all of the sports magazines, Sports Illustrated, all of these top camps, Adidas Nations, all of these Nike stuff. I've never been that player.
Yeah,
I've never went to LeBron camp,
ABCDs and all that.
ABCD, Pango. So I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna I'm gonna get it now. Yeah, I'm gonna do that now. So I'm gonna be that guy
Reap the
now.
benefits.
Yeah, yeah. So I was like, if I do what I'm supposed to, I can go to the NBA next year, and that was my mindset. So I wanted to get the full experience with all of the camps and being talked about. And honestly, I really think that was the right decision because it helped my brand. I have such a strong grassroots organic brand. I didn't have anybody marketing me. I didn't have anyone vouching for me or talking on my behalf. My game always spoke for itself.
Hmm.
And I had my own social media handles. I reinstated my social media after my junior year. And then, so I got all of the social media going again. And yeah, I was cool, bro. I was cool.
Yeah, man. I think another thing you did your senior year is show people that if you need me to run point, I could do that too.
I got you. Right. And that's what Patino was saying. He was like, yo, I don't want when I came back. He was like, I don't want to be a bad coach and have people say that I didn't try to put you at the point guard. So when you come back, You want to play point guard? I'm like, hell no, I don't want to play point guard. Keep me on the wing. Like, what are you doing? Like,
I want to get 25.
yeah, you get high. Like, you ain't just see what we did last year. You keep me on the wing, bro. Like, you bugging. Don't you worry about me. I'm fine. I done got more than I bargained for coming here. Like, I wasn't even supposed to come to Louisville. I done lied and said.
That's a past expectation.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. No, you know what I get, what I do. If you got a chance to put me at the one, we up 20. Cool. We'll get some film. We'll get some film in.
We could experiment.
Yeah, we experiment, but we ain't doing that. Put Rozier at the one. Put Terry at the one. See, he a lottery pick. Get my dog out of here. We good.
So that's it, man. Y'all have a great season again. You're a first team All-American again. Your first team your first team or ACC now because you're not in the Big East no more. You're in the ACC.
Yeah. So we did. We got two Big Easts, all teams, maybe second and first. Then we got all AAC first. We got the National Association of College Sports, that first team. We got Wooden. We have third team, first team, all of it. Like I can't remember all that. Ken Palm, 2-time player. Ken Palm is the efficiency thing. So I got that 2 times in a row. So many damn. I can't remember. MVP, AAC League. Regional MVP twice.
MVP. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, regional. I think my junior year I got it, and then I didn't get it my senior year because we got bumped before the 4. So so once regional, but yeah, we got a lot of awards.
And you guys have a great season. You guys eventually lose to Kentucky again. I remember watching one of the games y'all played against Kentucky. I don't know if it was the regular season or the tournament, and you dunked on Julius Randle like twice in one game or some shit.
Yeah, it was once, and then but it was twice, but it was.
Two different games?
Yeah, 2 different games. 2 feet and 1 leg. That's crazy. I punched out of 2 and I punched out of 1. You know what's strange, bro? And Julius is a good guy, but this is strange to me. Like, and this is probably, I don't know. So we was in a workout together, and I was like, this nigga gonna try and dunk on me. Cause I would, I would. So he was working out, and I was like, "This nigga not trying to throw it on me." That's the first thing I was thinking. I was like, he throw it on me. So I'm like, wow, that's weird. I probably dodged a bullet there because I definitely would have tried to tomahawk after getting punched on twice. But he probably didn't care.
It's funny that you bring up workouts because after your senior season, you enter the draft, and you express frustration. You told me this personally also that a lot of people ducked you in them workouts. Is it?
I couldn't.
You could put it on wax. Who ducked you?
Every guard that went in the first round. No.
So y'all look up that draft, man.
Look up the draft and every guard that got drafted. And I'm not gonna say every guard that came out did, like for sure. Except the ones who were not on the radar, except the ones who weren't on but the ones who were on mock drafts, I'm not gonna say they did personally, right? Because that would be unfair. That would be unfair. The agents for sure did because their name was in, your name was in, and you take your name out. Mm-hmm. Like every time that happened to me, every time I threw my name in there. So that made me feel some type of way. And that was a part of the business, the side of the business that I wasn't ready for. And now with my little brothers, I'm going to make sure that hand gets played correctly and we remedy all of those mistakes because I would have just followed. Instead of just taking the workout, I would have probably put my name out too, and I would have just been chasing them all the way around the country.
Yeah, I feel like the agents knew that was your type of world. Like one-on-one workout, that's your type of world. So they He's not gonna boost his stock off of us or for killing my client.
Island workout with Russdiculous. Let's be serious. Island workout. A workout on the island. Nah, not with me.
I'd have loved to been in that gym watching.
Not with me, man. Not with me. Not too many people want to be in there with me with jobs on the line. Island workout. That's not very. That's not very forward thinking.
So, you still make well, man. You go second round, 47th pick. You get drafted by Philly, but you get traded to the Pelicans. Am I correct?
Yeah. Yep.
For Pierre Jackson. How was that? How was that feeling getting drafted, man? Because it showed that all your hard work, man, you got rewarded for it at the highest level.
Absolutely. Like part of me was very excited. It didn't feel real. It just felt like because of the work that was put in college, I just felt like and that's the thing. Like I'm living in a dream world. Like I'm thinking that I'm living a dream, literally. And because when I think college, when I was in high school, I'm like, I'm never gonna play here. Like Blake Griffins and JJ Redick's, like I'm there all on magazines being talked about. I'm like, that's never gonna be me. And then it is me. So I'm like, holy shit, I'm here, like and at the highest level. So when I go when I go and get drafted at the 47, I'm like, this is supposed to happen. But I wish it would have happened in the first round because why not? I deserved it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I deserve the first round, not understanding how professional scouting and team fit works. I'm just thinking, oh, this a dude that was getting to it for 2 or 3 years, got chips, got all the awards, ran college sports for 3 years. Like I already have a brand, so I'm like, why am I not first? I had no idea that's the way it worked. I didn't understand how people when people were ducking, how that would affect my stock. Like like it was so many moving factors. So getting drafted was like as happy as I was kind of frustrated because I didn't get it. And so, but I was happy that Philly drafted me because I'm like, oh, well, maybe they can put me off the ball like Lou Williams and Allen Iverson. So in my head, I'm like, this could be a blessing. I can be Lou Will and I can be Iverson. This organization gets it. 6 foot guards, they get it. So I'm like, all right, this could work. 20 minutes later, like I'm like, oh, the 76ers traded Russ Smith and his rights to New Orleans. I'm like, what the fuck is in New Orleans? Like, I don't know.
So
A
cool.
Little Wayne, Chameleonaire. Like, what is it? Food, Bourbon Street. What is it? What is it? New Orleans. I was like, I was like, damn. But I was like, cool. I guess, man. Beggars can't be choosers. So we packed it up and we went down there. So and that was really strange. That was strange.
Yeah. How was that experience in playing? I just want to ask you, how was the experience as a pro? Period, because you played for the Pelicans and you played for the Memphis Grizzlies. Like, how was
Yeah,
that experience just being a pro athlete?
the
You're still a
the
pro
pro
NBA athlete.
yeah, the pro NBA athlete part was sick. Like the way we moving, the way we traveling, luggage, the way we preparing for games was different. Different in regards to like in New Orleans we had a young team, so you gotta think about it. Like I'm who I am out of college, so I'm me. But on the basketball pro side, it's just different levels. So when I could be a rock star in school and have people screaming my name, but when I'm in basketball world, it's Tyreek Evans, it's Eric Gordon. Then we had Austin Rivers, he's the son of Doc. We had AD who just came off a chip. Then also on our team we had Drew Holiday. I'm
Damn.
the same age. I'm the same age as all these niggas. We all the same age.
Yeah.
Then we had Jimmer Fredette. Me and Jimmer are rock. Like me and Jimmer are rock stars. Yeah. So, but we're not playing. So you can. So we're in practice. We're in practice, angry as hell. Like just like what the hell is going on? And All of them dudes are on contract year, including Jimmer. Jimmer's on a non-guarantee. And then Austin's on contract year from his rookie deal. Monty was our coach. He on a hot seat. And then you have Drew, Eric, and Tyreek all on contract year. And these dudes drafted me. And then on top of all of this going on, Monty Williams wants me to be Chris Paul.
You ain't just see what I was doing in college?
You ain't just see what I was doing? This is not, he wants me to be this guy that, controls the pace and like, no, at this point in my career, like I'm moving like Morant, like how Morant be running up and down and shit, dunking. Like, yeah, like that's the pace that I'm familiar with.
You can't play a game in the ninth inning, man.
Right, it's too late. Like, we'll figure that out later. But that was crazy. So I ended up going to Memphis. Now Memphis is the total opposite because that's the oldest team in the league at that point. You got Mike Conley, Courtney Lee, Vince Carter, Zach Randolph, Marc Gasol, Tony Allen. We had Jeff Green, and we had a bunch of old heads and they wanted to play slow, like super slow. Like even with me off the ball, like they want me to play slow, and I'm like, it was so weird. Like, and as far as the way the pro system worked, Bassey said something that was correct. He said a lot of things, but one of the things he said that was that really stuck was, if I got the opportunity, right? But the cost of opportunity is not many people get that, and that's the case for a lot of players because I could be singing the same tune. Well, if I got the opportunity, right? But at the end of the day, everything has to be right. Think about the percentage of people that make the NBA. Now you're asking for the opportunity to be that guy too. Like, come on, like that's as a small 6-foot guard, like that's tough. I'm asking to be Allen Iverson. I'm asking to be Lou Williams. There's only 2 of them in the history of the NBA.
Definitely.
So my vision. They're going, no, Russ, we want you to do what Patrick Beverly is doing. We want you to do what Avery Johnson is doing. And I'm like, nigga, no, I want to score. Like, I want to be the guy. I'm auditioning to be Steph Curry and Iverson. And I didn't make the cut. So finito, that's the end of that. But with Memphis, everything was everything. And they sent me down to the G League. I got the G League experience. G League was dope. So
I want to speak on that because you go to the G League. You what you had 65 in there? You set the record.
Yeah, we got a G League record too. So we set that. That's when I was under. Memphis just had released me, and I was like, all right, cool. I tried to do what they said, little point guard stuff. Because before that summer league, we won summer league, and I was MVP of the Orlando summer league. And I thought going into that season, Memphis was gonna, all right, we're rebuilding. You had all the guys you drafted. All the guys you drafted took summer league. We were all under contract in Memphis. You had 7 vets and 6 young guys. We were lit. You had two teams. They traded all 6 of the young guys that took summer league. That's when I knew it was bullshit. All right, summer league got to be bullshit. If you trade the young niggas that won it, it got to be bullshit. So I get released. I'm in a G. I'm leading it in points and assists. It's a show every night, and McCray was. We had a squad too. It was me, Errol Clark, Christian Wood, Jordan McCray, Sean Kilpatrick, all on one team. I was coming off the bench, leading the G League in scoring and assists. Jordan McCray got 61 points in an afternoon game and got called up the next day.
That's crazy.
No lie, no bullshit. This was probably February or something. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that's all it's going to take, get you a call up. Like, I just got to, all right. Shit that I've been doing, but really take it there. All right. So then Kilpatrick was already called up. He was already gone. He got called up before with Denver, I think. McCray was out. And so I was like, all right. And Earl Clark, I think had left or had sat out. So I was the only one playing for a little bit. So I was like, one of these games, I'm gonna try and get hot and see what happens. And that was one of those games, but I never got a call up, ever. Never ever got one.
Politics, man.
Yo, it's so crazy, bro, because I was close. I was close to a call up at least 4 or 5 times, and it just never worked out. Somebody traded for somebody, or it just never worked out.
You know, you although the NBA and turn out how you envisioned it as far as you wanted to say you wanted to be AI and Lou Will.
Yeah,
You go on and have a successful career, and you're still having a successful career
right.
overseas. And you set records over there too. You go to China, you have what you have 81 or 82, and you
That's
averaging
yeah,
one at a time.
yeah. We have a world scoring record too over here. So I mean, Wilt Chamberlain averaged 50 points a game, right? There's guys in somewhere else, I don't know where, an average 40 a game, but in the league I was in China, that's the league that a lot of foreigners or imports go to before they go to summer, before they go to the CBA. It's the NBL. So it's two Chinese leagues. There's one that goes from the spring summer, and there's another one that does fall winter. I do both. I'll double up. And when I got to NBL my first year, that's when I left EuroLeague, and I had a tough go in EuroLeague because the same shit. Like you bring me over to Europe to make me be a point guard, and I'm a scorer, so of course it's not going to work. So I left that situation, and at that time it was just tough. So I was like, all right, I got to do something amazing to like get my basketball career back on the right track. And I went and just dominated that league in China on something serious. And yeah, 61 a game. I don't think nobody's gonna ever average
That was
for a professional season or wherever league you could be in. If you average 60 a game, you got it.
what are some other countries that you played in? Just let the people know some other countries that you've played in.
Besides Turkey, definitely China. I did Puerto Rico. I spent a little time in Israel, coming off injury to get right. Now I'm in Italy, Italy playing, but I've played almost everywhere. Like if I'm not there for the team, then we was there to play a team there. So I've played in Hong Kong, then Greece. Made a Russia trip. So yeah, pretty much everywhere.
What would you say was your best country, and what would you say was like your worst experience?
Wow. Best country. I actually enjoy. I wouldn't say they all have they perks, right? Like,
Pros and cons.
yeah, they all have pros and cons. Like China, like you're not going. It's a weird place, man. But it was I got a lot of good out of being in China. I was able to put a business plan together with my liquor, and I was able to have a lot of downtime and read and stuff. But the food wasn't so great. But I found some places, so I was always exploring stuff and walking by myself. Here in Italy, the food's amazing, right? But smaller country. Some people speak English, some people don't. But a lot of Americans are here that play basketball, so it's cool.
A lot of
And
people familiar with.
yeah, some guys, like actually like deep when I was playing in Italy, D Lamb was over in Brindisi and D'Angelo Harrison, so I would go to their games and watch their games. In Milan, like when Shabazz came down, I caught Shabazz game when he played in Milan. When I was in Israel, Israel was nice. When I played, Tel Aviv was amazing. A lot of parties. But China parties too. China parties a lot. They party hard. I'm all for the experience. Wherever I could get it at, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah,
Puerto
yeah.
Puerto Rico was fun too. Puerto Rico was fun.
Yeah, yeah, so you're still doing it, man. You're having a successful career overseas, but I wanted to also speak about another thing that you got going on outside of basketball. You have a bourbon company called Mr. and Mrs. It's a,
Right.
just tell us about that. How did that come about? Just go into details about that, man. I'm sure the people want to hear. I want to hear more about it.
Yeah. So I think it's important to know, like, in just in business and as a black man, like, there's not many of us in the liquor industry, not many at all. It's you could probably count on one hand. And the guys that are in the liquor industry are more than likely have had investors, or more than likely are brand ambassadors. They own no stake. They're just the face of the brand. So it's very different. What I'm doing, this is more or less my passion project, and this is something that I've always wanted to get into. It wasn't the liquor itself; it was more so the industry. Growing up in New York, the entertainment industry is big. You have a cognacs, your Hennessy's and Doucets, and you have your tequila cultures, your Dons and your 42s and your Patrons. Then you have your vodkas, you have your Gooses, your Cirocs.
My Tito.
So that's Tito's. So that was like, that's like the entertainment industry from New York. But when I got to Kentucky, Kentucky's all bourbon and whiskey, man. Like, we produce 98% of the world's bourbon and whiskey. And with my career at U of L, as you can imagine, and like I said, like, I have friends that walk all paths of life. And I thought that, being able to go out, because I loved going out, I loved being at bars, I loved partying, and I thought, being out, how cool would it be, to be in that world, right, where you're a distributor, or you're a brand ambassador, or you're rubbing shoulders with people that's producing the liquor. I wanted to be behind the scenes, more or less. And I'm sitting there at these bars, and or these restaurants, and these guys are like, hey, talking to me about bourbon, educating me about whiskey. And the more I'm like, I started believing that what I wanted to do, or what I envisioned, was possible. So when I got over to China, I did my business plan. I wrote my business plan, and projected and forecasted everything that I wanted to get done within the next 3, 5, 7, and 10 years time. And now we're in the process of checking off all the boxes. But what's amazing, though, is that when starting out, there's so many things you don't know, because I didn't come from a family of liquor people.
Yeah.
So I'm learning as I go on. And that's been the most the best part
Yeah.
about all of this. Yeah, because everyone's been helping me in Kentucky. Like, I have CEOs on my line, owners on my line, master distillers, master blenders, COOs, people that have flipped companies. I've rubbed shoulders with all of these people, and now we're all one network and in the same industry. And they respect me because they know that I'm just not a face. At first, they thought I was just the face of some company putting out bourbon.
Yeah.
That was the word. They just thought, oh, this is just Russ. He's pushing this somebody.
No,
No,
it's mine.
it's mine. I'm the one that's licensed in almost every state. I'm the one that's on the phone with logistics. I'm the one managing supply chain. I'm the one dealing with distribution. I'm the one doing the labeling. I'm the one with the marketing strategy. I'm the one putting the bread up for now. Like, and it's
And I'm
all been
still
great.
getting 30 while I'm doing all this.
And I could be over here kicking ass while I'm doing all of that. And then it was wild is that my lady, my girl, she's been when she came on, because she comes from like the corporate side, so she knows how a company is supposed to run in and out, like, just titles, everything dressed up, on time, proper verbiage, just all of that. So she brought that aspect to what I was already doing, and now we got another guy with us who just knows how to get on the ground, get his hands dirty, and then my basketball agent who represents me, he's a whiskey connoisseur and fan. So I switched agents maybe 2 years ago to just prepare for the back end of my life.
Hmm.
And this new agent, he's been really helpful. So yeah, the bourbon is going as I planned.
Can we find it at our local liquor stores in New York?
Not yet, not
Not yet.
yet, but y'all will be able to. When that happens, it's gonna be crazy.
Can't
We
wait,
can,
man. I know I gotta
yeah.
get a bottle.
Nah, for sure. What we can do though, like we got it set up to where you can order online and it'll be shipped to you. And we so cold and we so dope, bro, that we can personalize bottles, we can customize bottles, and then with Mr. and Mrs. we're getting ready to do a bunch of wedding programs with barrels. So we'll be able to sell barrels a la carte and to anyone that wants one, or if you got a friend or somebody that has a celebrity friend or influencer, or if you have a business and they want to buy a barrel or get a barrel liquor and get some money, like we can do that too. And it's just the liquor industry has so many intricacies that anything is really possible. And plus, we're opening up a distillery, an actual location in Kentucky. So this whole project is insane. And when it's all said and done, I think when people hear Russ Smith, they're gonna say, "Oh, that's Russ Smith, the basketball player," but oh, it's Russ Smith liquor. Like
Hmm.
it's on that level right now. So
Yeah, no, it's dope, man. I can't wait to see it happen. And also, I'm gonna connect with you with me purchasing. I want to purchase a bottle also, man, just to support. And I also want
oh
to
for
say,
sure,
hell
oh
yeah,
for sure, we
thank
got 7 different labels, 7, 8 different expressions. We got single barrels out, but yeah, like it's all kosher. It's all
you.
good.
That's what's up, man. And I just got like 2 or 3 more questions for you, man. I seen you was on Russ Live, and I was in the comments talking to you guys, and you said a bold statement. I liked it. You said I'm the best number 2 to ever play in college.
Absolutely.
So I did my homework, and I went to ESPN, and they got you listed as the best number 2 to play in college. And it's some good names that they got you beating out. They got you beating out the Nolan Smiths, Isaiah Thomas. Who else? I had wrote them down. Ray Felton, Grant Williams, Lonzo Balls. You beat all of them out, man. And how
Easily.
does that feel, man?
I think honestly, like I don't carry myself in a way that is very loud, and I'm not very confrontational. And I think those are the people you gotta worry about the most, because
Hmm.
those are the people that actually have a lot to say. And but I'm a funny dude, bro. And growing up, I've always been funny. And one of the things about being funny is that you learn when you're disrespecting somebody or you're making fun of
Hmm.
somebody. You know when you're hurting somebody's feelings. You know when you're pressing buttons. And because I know that, like, and I'm not confrontational, I don't want to press buttons.
Hmm.
So everyone else, I think it's the elephant in the room. So even when we have those conversations, like top players out of New York, best players out of New York, and then
You
I
don't
get
get mentioned enough.
that's yeah, and it's completely fine with me, because it's like I think everyone else knows the elephant in the room, and that's enough for me, because um, I'm fine with that. But not being mentioned at all is kind of crazy when you do think about it, because I'm a guy that loves the game. I'm a true baller, and I'm a roll the ball out kind of player. But also as a professional, I'm a professional scorer and serial killer. So when we talk about guys, like what are we talking about, as far as how is he better than me? Like I want to know. Like I'm curious. Oh, he's better because he was in the pros longer than you. Well, I can't talk to you then. well, he's better because he did this in high school. Well, I guess, right? So the conversation that we can all have is who's the better player when you roll if they were to roll the ball out,
Oh, yeah.
and at any level, at high school, in college, or even as a pro. And that's how I do it. But then again, if we do numbers, my numbers are always gonna make sense. So maybe I didn't win in high school, but I led New York in scoring 2 years, the years I played, 2 years in a row. So in my head, I'm like, nobody was fucking with me when I was in high school. And then I got Kenny Anderson's record at Molloy for the single season.
And that's tough.
And so yeah, so in my head, I'm like, so what is everyone talking about? And then in college, there's been no one from New York that done what I did.
Mm-hmm.
No one. So what are we talking about? How am I not in the conversation? Then as a pro, now that's different. We can scale it to the NBA level to whereas, that's tough to do. You're a half of a percent of a half of a percent to be able to play and perform. So I think that part, that's the only blemish on the record for scale. But outside of that, I've excelled at everything that was in my control and overachieved. And yeah, so like as far as being not talked about enough in New York, that it's actually the conversation that probably needs to start
Yeah,
being had.
yeah. But I feel this go. You're not talked about enough because, like you said, you're humble, you're quiet. You don't. A lot of people or self promotion. They're promoting themselves.
Right.
They're saying I was this, that, and the third. You tell people, well, think what you think, man. Numbers don't lie. Accolades don't lie.
It don't. It Here's where it is. And then you can go to my head to head. I don't think I have a against anybody who is anybody. I don't think anyone can say they've outplayed me.
Mm-hmm.
This goes for high school. This goes for college. This goes for even at the pro level. I have the respect of all of my peers, and that matters. That matters the most to me. And then another thing too, like they said something interesting too that when when they were talking, the steps and the Bassies, they were like their influence,
Mm-hmm.
right? Steps influence. He has
The
a
culture
statue.
war.
Yeah, in China, what Bassie did with through the fire, like, and then what Skip did with and one, like culture shifting stuff. I think all of that, comes into play when you talk about, my backstory, and a guy with no offers. You have you get your number, not jersey, you get your number retired. A lot of people get their jersey retired. A lot of people get their jersey honored, but it's a different level when you get your number retired.
Nobody can
So
do that again.
nobody can wear that number again, bro. And this is at a power school, and and in order to get that to happen, a lot of shit has to happen. you know, you know what I mean. So this isn't high school, and this isn't some rinky-dink professional organization. This is a real deal school that Wes Unseld came through, that Francisco Garcia came through, T. Will, Edgar Sosa, like a lot of people pulled through there. And then at the pro level, I have records, and I do it at every level, no matter what. And I'm gonna play till I'm 40, and we're not gonna stop. I'm gonna be the last one standing. That's my goal, the last one standing. I know if Lance or Duran or Momo ever tap into this, they're gonna retire before me.
Man, that's my hopes. My plan is to get all happen, man. That's
Yeah,
my plan, man.
I want
Um,
all of them to retire before me.
yeah. So I'm gonna ask you this. I'm just gonna give you a little trivia. So I'm gonna name two things, and you just tell me which one you're going with. So I'm gonna start off like this: Gauchos and Team Rock. Gauchos and Team Rock.
As far as just what, like just
It as far as everything, as far
as
as the
far as
coaching,
everything.
playing, just what like
Damn.
what's more of you?
More me, I'm more Team Rock.
Team Rock, I like that.
Yeah, I'm more Team Rock and
I like
chose. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you play for Team Rock, you understand. Like,
like you said,
yeah,
culture, man. Um,
culture is
I say Jack Curran or Rick Pitino.
that's tough. Wow, that's tough.
I mean, if you could go past, if you want to go past, you go. You could say pass.
God damn, that's tough. Yeah, because I don't have an answer. I don't have an answer for that. That's tough.
Yeah,
It's yeah. It's like the chicken or the egg thing. Like it's like I don't know which one comes first, the chicken or the egg. Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that one.
yeah,
I don't
pass on
know.
that one.
Yeah, I don't know that one.
My last one, best city, Louisville, New York City.
Ah, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? Yo, here's what I'll say, right? There's no me without New York.
hmm
Because deep down, that's who I am everywhere I go. But I'm just really, really comfortable in Louisville, man. I'm really, really comfortable. So right now, this part in my life, I'm gonna say Kentucky at this stage in my life. But childhood, there's no place I would have ever wanted to grow up in other than New York. As the like before turning 20 years old, I wouldn't want to be nowhere else other than New
Right.
York.
That's a man.
Hmm
That's a dope answer, man. That's how you answer it without answering it.
That's I might be a politician down the road too. Don't count me out.
Yo, close with it. Yeah, my last question is, man. I always end my interviews off like this, man. As you can see, the name of my podcast is called Key to the Game. And when I say key to the game, it's not related to my name. It's more related to the young people and your young self. I always ask the people that I'm interviewing, "What's your key to the game?" And when I say that, I say I'm saying, "What's some knowledge, some wisdom, or some advice or motivation you could give to the youth or your younger self that would help you succeed as an adult
Man,
in anything in like basketball, just life period."
I think this is an easy answer for me. Um, I think teamwork is extremely important, and learning and communication. A lot of people, I'm gonna say us, a lot of black men, we don't communicate well,
Mm-hmm.
and we don't work together well during tough and critical moments. And then again, like a lot of us, we tend to might have our ego, our pride, be a shield or armor, to and we might have blessings blocked because of it. So where I'm at now in life with the liquor and what I'm doing, we're running a multi-million-dollar situation over here, and we're in bed with billion-dollar companies. So it's like that only works if you only get those doors open if the teamwork, if you're able to work together and if you're able to communicate and be positive. And with basketball, I feel like yeah, in order to win, there's no legend in Kentucky without winning, right? There's no me right now in front of you if we don't win. And in order to win, you have to be able to work well with others. So I think those two play a big part. And if you got some young listeners listening, to really hone in on. So the teamwork, the communication, and being able to just to work together for one common goal and staying disciplined and resilient. So yeah, those would be the keys: teamwork, communication, and then discipline, resilience, and patience. And
Right. Yeah, I heard
it's
it,
all
man. That's
good.
the key to the game, man. And you know, that's how we're gonna end it off here, man. Russ, I appreciate you, bro. Tell the people where they could find that Mr. and Mrs. at, man.
Oh yeah, you guys just go to MrandMrs Bourbon.com. It's as easy as it sounds, and you'll see all of our SKUs, all of our labels and expressions. And you can gift one, you can drink one, or you can keep it to collect. And yeah, we're on all platforms. Yeah, so hit the site up and try one of our products.
All right. And don't forget, guys, man, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and share, man. Russ, man, I appreciate you, my brother. Always love, man. This episode 11, man. That's a wrap.
Love, love, love.